Hello everyone, welcome back to the Will the Reaper channel. In today's video, I'm going to be determining who I would realistically want to hire to be as my editor for my YouTube channel. From full-time, part-time, 1 to 3 videos, a test run. I wouldn't be too generous. And then they can stay away from my laptop. I would not trust them to go anywhere near it. They'd probably break it. This idea was suggested to me from a guy named King of World 444. So if you're watching this, thank you for the idea, and I'll make sure to mention you in the comments. But let's begin. Skeletons, honestly, I'd probably have skeletons working full time. I feel like they are people, right? I'd have to split the cost 3 ways, but I don't think they'd be asking for much money. I honestly could probably give them like a toy, probably like an inflatable pool toy or something, and they'd be happy with that for the rest of their lives. There's 3 of them, and even though they can't talk or communicate ideas to me effectively, I would trust that if I showed them trends and how to, tweak an algorithm, I think they would do a good job with that. Bomber, if the bomber stays away, if the bomber keeps all of his bombs away, when it comes to my place to edit videos, fine. Or I could also just send him my videos and he can edit himself. So I give him part time. He seems smart, but again, with his bombs, it's a risky business. I wouldn't want my name being thrown around that my editor, was a bomber. So that'd be kind of bad. Goblins, I think they would steal my laptop, realistically. Or I think they would steal my video. If I send them my video, upload it online, I think they would just steal my content. They're goblins, that's what they do. Zap, I mean, it wouldn't do anything. Get away from my laptop. The Knight, I would give him full time, but realistically, he's gonna be so busy with his training and everything that he could probably only do part time. Since he's a knight and he pays well at his job, I'd probably have to pay him well as being an editor. So that's also another reason why I wouldn't give him full time. So yeah, archers. Archers, I'd give like 1 to 3 videos, because unlike the knight, there's 2 of them, so I'd have to give a better cost. I have to give more money to both of them. So yeah, 1 to 3 videos for the archers, just to see what their price range is, and then if it's manageable, then they'll go to part time. But still, minions, get away from my laptop. I don't even like. They probably spill dark elixir on my laptop or on their computer, so I don't even know how it would work. Arrows, no. Cannon, Tesla, mortar, like no. They'd be cool for a thumbnail. I could post next to them, but they're not editing my videos. Minion horde, same thing. I mean, just be dark elixir everywhere. Barbarians, okay. There's 5 of them, right? They'd probably want to get paid in like meat, so I'd probably just spend like $50 to get like a high quality roast beef, from like Boar's Head, or some deli. But they're kind of stupid, right? They're literal meatheads, so I'd give them like one chance. Literally, they get like one video to not break anything or ruin my video. But then after that trial run, that's it. um Tombstone. Now, Tombstone would spawn skeletons, right? So if I made a contract with the Tombstone that I give it a weekly salary, right? It spawns 2 skeletons a week to help edit videos. I don't know realistically what the Tombstone would want as a price. Maybe my soul, I don't know. But that would also give like 1 to 3 videos. I'll see what the Tombstone would want, right? Musketeer, same thing as the knight. She has all this training, right? She seems like she'd be a decent editor, and she'd probably ask for a decent amount, so they can be full time. Valkyrie, would probably be part time. With the huge axe and everything, I mean, she devotes her life to training, so same thing. If she wants a side hustle, go ahead. But I feel like her price range will be a bit better than the knight and the musketeer. So yeah, part time. Hog Rider, if he puts the hog away and it's just himself, I don't know if I'd. Let's see. I'd probably put him as full time. Uh, if he puts the hog away and stuff like that, I don't know what his price range would be. Unlike the knight and the musketeer, it's not like I don't think he's part of the kingdom or anything. You know what I mean? I don't think like because he goes out and about everywhere, right? Um, Actually, no. Realistically, part time because I don't think he'd really want to just go back to the same place every single day. He seems like a guy that loves enjoying life and wants to live out the world. So he could probably do it remotely. You know, if he has his own laptop, he could bring it wherever he wants to go. But I don't think he'd want to be, doing like 8 hours a day editing videos or whatever. He's gonna be part time. Mini Pekka, honestly, same thing as skeletons. As long as he doesn't break anything. He has those big metal fingers, but maybe I could get him like a pad for my laptop, or if he uses his own computer, that's his expense. But similarly to the skeletons, I just had to bake him pancakes. That's fine. That's what, like $12, for pancake mix and add chocolate chips or whatever. That's fine. Bomb Tower, no. Goblin Hut. Okay, so Goblin Hut is the same thing as no, it's the same thing as Tombstone, but again, the goblins would just steal my laptop. Giant, I'm sorry, bro. I don't think there's a laptop or computer big enough to fit your fingers on it. Yeah, sorry. Wizard, Wizard, similarly to the Hog Rider and the Knight and the Musketeer, right? He kind of probably wants to do his own thing. He probably doesn't want to be doing all this stuff with editing. But since he's a wizard, right? He could probably get a spell of like viewer engagement or something like that. He could probably bless my video to do really well, which would be great. If he wants the full time position, I'd offer it to him, but based on his living situation with how like much he devotes himself to sorcery, I don't think I'd want to put that pressure on him. Inferno Tower, Rocket, Elixir Collector, uh, Barb Hut. Because barbarians get 1 to 3 videos, they get a test run. I'll see how many the Barb Hut gets. And because there's only 2 of them and not 5 of them, that's fine. But because it is a building, because it is a spawner like the Tombstone, it have to be a weekly basis. I'd have to see what the Barbarian Hut's contract would be. Mirror spell, I get to hang a mirror up, but realistically, it can't edit anything. If I made it a mirror of myself, fine. But if I told the mirror to sit down in front of a laptop and edit my video, it's not going to do that. Rage spell, no. Skeleton army. Here's the thing: I could see all these skeletons coming together to make a great idea, but I could also see some of them breaking their computer or my laptop or something. I give them like 1 video to coordinate themselves, and then we see how we go from there. Goblin Barrel, no. Baby Dragon, I mean, maybe like a video, as long as it doesn't spew his spit or fire on my laptop, fine. And it might be difficult for the Baby Dragon to type or to use a mouse, but I want to be fair, I'm going to be a fair employer. I give him 1 video. Free spell. Now, which I'd honestly give full time. Because similarly to the wizard, right, she might also find a spell of like viewer engagement, and she can also summon her skeletons to help her. As long as she's not asking me to pay for her skeletons, that's fine. But even if she did, I could just give the skeletons like a pool toy or something, something cheap like that, and they'd be content. Um, whoa, voice crack. And yeah, it depends on what the witch wants. Maybe she wants my soul or something. I don't know. But if it's offered, I'd give her full time. Prince, Prince is gonna want a lump sum of money. Realistically, Prince is gonna want a lot of money if he's the prince. Maybe he's the prince of editing. I don't know. He's probably gonna charge such an insanely high rate. But I gotta see how he does. Maybe his 1 video he edits gets even like 50 million views, and yeah, I could pay him some nice money. Balloon, no. Giant skeleton, same reason as giant. Lightning, no. Expo, no. Pekka, Pekka's kind of like a giant. but I feel like it wouldn't not as big, right? I feel like it would also be scary to have her as my employer. I don't know if she knows the YouTube algorithm that well. I'll give her like one video. Golem, I mean, your rocky fingers will just break anything, so no. Royal Giant, here's the thing. The Royal Giant's definitely smart. The Royal Giant definitely knows that YouTube algorithm in and out. He would have to coach people. And because of that, right, I'd also have to give money to whoever he's like gonna coach along the way. So I'd have to see what the rate would be. I'd have to see who'd be working with the Royal Giant. You know, if it's like a skeleton and he just coaches the skeleton, tells him what to do, fine. But I'd have to see who he's working with here. Three Musketeers get one video because their rate would be insane. I'd have to charge three Musketeers who already get paid nicely from the king. They're probably gonna want like 2 grand a video. Like, no. Dark Prince, same thing. I feel like he also knows the YouTube algorithm pretty well, but he might also be asking for a nice chunk of change. So, Poison Spell, no. Princess, same exact thing. Um, yeah. Plus, I think that would be like child labor. So no, that would get me arrested. Ice Wizard, I mean, he can't touch a laptop without turning into ice. Maybe he could do what the Royal Giant does because I feel like he would know a lot of knowledge. So maybe he could learn about the YouTube algorithm or something. But he's not touching my equipment. Fire Spirit, you could get away from my laptop. You're not doing anything. Furnace, same thing. Royal Guards, they're probably going to want more than just a pool inflatable. Definitely. I mean, they're classy gentlemen or ladies, whatever their gender is, and yeah, I don't know. I'd have to see what the rate would be first. But it's definitely not going to be super expensive. So part time. The miner, the miner's a hardworking guy. He's a really hardworking guy. As long as he doesn't get dirt or debris everywhere, I know he's an honest, hardworking man. The miner is the embodiment of true hard labor. Someone who puts his heart and soul into what he loves, into his job. If I hired him as my editor, I could give him a reasonable rate that wouldn't be a fortune for me, that he would happily accept. And yeah, him and I, he'd be very optimal. Sparky getaway, Lava Hound getaway, Ice Spirit getaway, Bowler. I mean, I feel like his fingers will also be a bit too big. Um, but realistically, the only people he could train to help out with is goblins, and they would just steal my laptop. Log no. Okay, I'd have a raging alcoholic as my editor. That's some bad press. I don't want that. I don't want that. Imagine if he drank so much that he, you know, like just didn't exist anymore, if you know what I mean. And me being his manager, I was aware of that and I didn't step in to help him. Or better yet, I'm hiring people who are clearly under the influence. No, that's some bad press. I don't want you anywhere near me. Snow Golem, he's gonna melt and destroy my laptop. Mega Minion, his fingers would just be too big to do anything. Inferno Dragon, same thing as Baby Dragon. I mean, he's much more tame. He's older. He's know what he's doing. I don't know if his fingers would be able to tap. You know, maybe his nails would be able to tap on a keyboard. But I'll give him like one video. I don't want to be unfair. Graveyard Spell. I mean, that would just summon a lot of skeletons. That'd be the same thing as like the skeleton army. But maybe I can make a deal where once every 2 weeks the graveyard spell spawns in a skeleton to be my editor, and then I just give the skeleton like a pool toy. So because of that, I'd have to see. I think realistically, with a full time contract, it would be like a yearly rate of like 10 grand or something like that. I'd have to see what the rate would be first, but I could trust the graveyard spell that it would only spawn one skeleton at a time. So yeah, elite barbarians. I'd have to see what they would do. I'd have to see what they would know. Again, because they're barbarians, they're probably going to want like meat, like roast beef, and they'd be content. They'd probably be a bit smarter than regular barbarians. I'd have to teach them the YouTube algorithm. But again, it is 2 people. You know, I think archers, the reason why I'm not putting them in the archers category is because archers would definitely want like money, right? Elite barbarians would probably just want like a sword. I get them like a cheap sword, or I can get them like roast beef. I think they'd be fine with that. Tornado spell, get away. Now clone spell. Here's the thing. I can make uh a deal with the clone spell or someone who sells clone spells. Give me like I'll give you like $5,000. You give me a clone spell. I clone myself, and I have myself as a permanent editor, which would be more expensive, but I could just tell myself like, hey, like we're gonna be eating Cheez-Its for the next few months till we make it big. Myself and I, we're gonna get through this. But yeah, I mean, essentially it'd be full time. But what I mean by full time for the clone spell is like I would buy it to its fullest extent, so I can use it. Electro Wizard, um, now, Electro Wizard might not destroy my laptop. I feel like he has good control over his electric ability. And if my laptop starts dying, he could just essentially like charge it. But it might be risky, but I'd be trusting of him. I'm giving him 1 to 3 videos. He better not break anything. Goblin Gang would really run away with my laptop. Dark Goblin, still a goblin, so I don't know. He seems trusty though. I'd give him like 1 video. But I'd put a tracker on him. Battering ram, you can't do much with that. Stay away from my laptop. Executioner, I don't know how I'd feel about an executioner working for me. I'd give him like 1 video. Stay away. Unlike the lumberjack who's like a raging alcoholic, the executioner is hired to do what he does. So he might be feared by everybody. They might be asking why I'm hiring him, but I don't know. Maybe I could keep it a secret, Bats, I don't know if they'd be good. And there's 5 of them. I don't know what I would feed them. Maybe like fruit or something. I don't know. Heal Spirit, if it touches it, it's just going to explode and I'm going to feel really bad. Bandit would steal my laptop. That's for sure. Night Witch, like part-time. I don't know if she can cast spells because unlike the witch, it's her staff that it's the staff that summons everything. So I don't know how well she know about like the hidden technology or the good spells to learn for viewer engagement. And also I don't know how it'd be with bats, So part-time maybe. Maybe part-time. Skeleton Barrel? It would spawn 6 skeletons or 7 skeletons, 6, 7. And I'd have to pay each one of them. 1 to 3 videos, man. Actually, the barrel itself would not be able to do anything. Flying machine. I mean, imagine to type. It's just like floating up and down. It's just like ding, ding, ding. Yeah, no, get away from me. You'd be inefficient. You would literally get 1 video done like every week. Like no, like I need you to get done like one of them every 2 days. Get out of here. Cannon cart, get out of here. Mega Knight, I don't want you. No, everyone hates you. If people found out that you were my editor, my channel would lose like all 3,600 subscribers would leave my channel. If they found out that you were my editor, get away from me. Zappies can't really type. Barbarian barrel. I mean, the barrel would break everything. I wouldn't want that. Hunter. I feel like Hunter would not really be interested in this stuff. He seems like he's on the older side. He seems like he wouldn't like technology. I don't think it would work. I don't think it would work. Royal Ghost, same thing. I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe he's played Fortnite, maybe he's not, but he's probably like a 3,000-year-old ghost. He doesn't know what YouTube is. You know how long it would take for me to explain it to him? By the time I'd fully explain the internet and how to operate the mouse and everything, like I could have probably edited like 5 videos. No. Magic Archer, I feel like would kind of be like the Hunter, where I'm not sure he'd be too interested in it. But because he seems like he's younger than the Hunter, he seems like he's like 30 years old. I might just say like, here, give it a whirl, and then we see how it goes from there. Rascals would steal my stuff. Snowball, he can't do anything. Royal Recruits, there's 7 people. They're smarter than skeletons and stuff. So I think they would realistically want a flat rate. they'd probably want like $20 each, which I mean maybe, but that's $140 to edit one video, which I mean they better do a good job. I realistic no. Like, sorry. Um yeah. I'm not asking you to edit like Mozart, to edit like Vincent Van Gogh or Da Vinci or something, make it like a masterpiece, but you know, $30. No, okay. Realistically, I don't know how much editors get paid, right? I don't know if my channel would ever be big enough to have editors. But I can realistically say, like, if each person wants like $40 and it would be like $280 for one video, like that would be a lot, right? If my channel's just starting out, maybe if I get like 100,000 subscribers, right, and I'm making like 5 grand a video, yes, fine, I'll give you like 700 or $1,000 a video, right? That's fair. But for right now, like you're ripping me off. Like right now, I'm editing my own videos, which isn't even that good. I'm putting a few edits here and there, like chopping off the stuff that people don't need to see, like me logging into the recording stuff. Anyway, enough rambling on. Sorry about that. Hogs, no. Their stumps would not be able to hit the keys properly. Goblin Giant, you're a goblin, you would steal my stuff. Um Electro Dragon. Electro Dragon I think is bigger than a regular dragon. And I don't know if he can control his electricity. So I feel like the second he would touch my laptop, it would just explode. No. Ram Rider, I think similarly to Hog Rider, I feel like she wouldn't really want to be, making videos, but maybe if I give her my laptop and she just takes it everywhere she goes and she can make a few videos a day, fine. Um, I guess part time. Uh, yeah. Wall breakers, get away from me. Earthquake, get away from me. Diddy Cage, get away from me. Fisherman. I mean, Fisherman already has a full time job as a fisherman. Um, and he seems like he's on the older side, so I have to explain things to him. Honestly, I don't think he'd be efficient to edit my channel. Elixir Golem, get away from me. Battle Healer. Okay, Battle Healer is somebody that could help. She could heal my algorithm. If my algorithm's hurting, she could heal it. She knows the algorithm, inside and out probably. It depends how much she's charging. So I'd probably give her part time. Yeah. Firecracker, you have a bad reputation, right? Everyone hates you. Similarly to Mega Knight, people found out I was using Firecracker to be my editor. Absolutely not. Royal Delivery, it's just a box. It's not going to do anything. Skeleton Dragons, there's 2 of them. And yeah, I don't know. Probably stay away from my laptop. Sorry. Electro Spirit would explode if it touches it. Electro Giant would just fry everything with this electricity. Mother Witch, I don't know. Mother Witch, here's how it would go with Mother Witch. I'd have to explain YouTube and all the technology to her for like 2 days straight. And then I'd have to ask her, can you please try to make a spell uh to boost my engagement and to edit my videos? And we'll see how she does from there. I'll give her like one video to make a spell, and if it fails, she's out. Goblin Drill, no. Golden Knight would probably ask for a ton of money, right? I'd give him one video, right? One video, similarly to the Prince and Dark Prince, to see what he's able to do. Archer Queen's not going to want anything to do with my content. Not in the slightest. She already is the queen, right? She already has the full-time salary and stuff. Maybe Prince and Dark Prince want to do on the side, or maybe they like YouTube content, so they see what they could do. But Archer Queen's already raking in the money. She is not going to need a job. Same thing to Skeleton King. They're not going to want anything to do with me. Mighty Miner is so devoted to mining. He's not going to go out of the mines to edit videos. All he's going to do is mine. At least a miner goes out of the kingdom sometimes and like talks to people and stuff. Mighty Miner's not going to want to do anything with that. Phoenix, I mean, maybe the Phoenix could help. The little claws might be able to tap or something like that, or if it goes like this to click on my mouse. But and and if anything happens to the Phoenix, I mean, my laptop would have to explode to actually end the Phoenix's life, but then it would just respawn. But I'd give it like one video to see how it would do. Monk is not going to want anything to do with technology. He's found inner peace. He does not need a job. He probably lives off of like grapes or something. He's found inner peace. He can sustain himself. It would also, since he's like 3,000 years old, I'm not gonna teach him technology. It'd just take way too long. Right? For me to tell him what a laptop is, I'd have to explain to him what like wires are or something like that, you know? Oh my god, it would be so bad. Little Prince, okay, here's the thing with Little Prince. Little Prince, I feel like, would not only ask for an insane amount of money, but he would also just hire someone else to do that, to edit for him, which is just unethical. Void Spell, uh, whatever, Goblin Berserker, and Goblin Curse, no. Goblin Machine, I trust a lot more than the other goblins. If he's very tech savvy, I feel like he'd be a good. I feel like he'd be a very good fit. Again, I don't know what he would charge though, which is the problem. Um, so I might have to give that a test run. But because he's very tech savvy, I mean, he is literally the most optimal person. But again, because he is a goblin, I don't know how I'd feel about it. I'm not trying to be racist or anything, by the way. I swear, I'm not. I'm not. I don't hate the goblin race, but they do have a bad reputation for stealing. Um, I don't want them to steal my stuff. Suspicious Bush, you're suspicious, man. I would not want to hire you. Goblin Stein. I mean, Goblin Stein's a scientist. I don't know if he's that tech savvy. And also, I feel like he'd be way too busy focusing on taming his monster than to actually edit stuff. But I don't know. I'll see what he wants to do, I guess. Rune Giant, similar to regular Giant. Fingers be too big to fit for the buttons, but maybe if she does the hammer thing, right, and she boosts my video, right, that could be good. I'd see how the boost would have to be. Berserker's a child. That's child labor. Not doing that. Boss Bandit, you would literally, you would beat me up, probably kill me, and then steal my laptop the second I shook hands with you. Spirit Empress, I don't really know enough about you. Um, I don't know. Like one video, I'd have to see what your deal is. Vine Spell, no. Now you have the Tower Troops. They already have full-time jobs, right? I'd have to see what they'd want from me, right? Uh, yeah. Yeah, they're all just getting like one video. I have to see what the rate is. Um, yeah. Also, speaking about child labor, the reason why Princess and the Princess Tower, I like the reason why I'd hire them is because like they're a lot smarter than the Little Prince, right? They'd be able to like convince their parents or guardians to like let them work for me. You know, we could sign some legal documents. They're also I'd feel like they'd actually be willing to do like work if they were interested in YouTube content. They'd definitely be like, yeah, you know what I mean? Rather than it's like the Little Prince who'd just be like, oh my god, I can't believe you hired me and are making me do wear child labor laws, blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like the princess, if I, you know, like I definitely, I give her reasonable salary, stuff like that. I mean, she's a princess. I don't even know if she'd want money. But I'd just ask her, be like, hey, would you want to try to edit a video? Okay, so skeletons. I mean, same thing. I mean, I feel like they'd charge a bit more, but I have to see what their deal is. Do the Evos really change anything here? I don't really think the Evos would change. Let's see. Is there anything that'd be different about this? Yes. The Evo Wizard would have to not be able to be near me because his ring of fire would just burn my laptop and destroy it immediately. So that would just be inefficient. Um let's see. Is there anything else that like changes realistically? I mean, Canon, I wouldn't even be able to make. Oh wait, no, I already put Canon. I stay away from my laptop. Is there anything else that'd be different? Um, I feel like the skeleton army. If I get the general, if I could just hire the general, you know, like it might go well. But that's the same thing. I put both the skeleton army and the Evo. The heroes, I mean, I'd get good street cred for having a hero, but realistically, because they're heroes, they're gonna charge an unreasonable amount, an unreasonable rate. Like even Mini P.E.K.K.A is gonna ask for like 20,000 pancakes. Like I'm not gonna be able to deal with that. Um, yeah, they're probably gonna be like, yeah, I just saved the kingdom. Like you're gonna have to give me like 10 grand a video. Like, yeah, no, not in the slightest. Yeah, that's it. All right. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, agreements, or disagreements, please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Or if you have an idea of what I should do next with my tier list, let me know in the comments down below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing, as it would truly help me out a lot. And I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.